Hey guys, welcome to today's video. You join me indoors because as you can probably tell through the window, it's raining. Good old British weather for you. So today's video, we're going to be doing the front brakes on the R33. We've already filmed the footage. It's not a full in-depth video like the rears, but doing the fronts are very similar to doing the rears, if that helps. We do explain what we are doing in the video, so that should help anybody that's wanting to tackle that themselves. Also, this is the first video of the new year, so happy new year to everybody. Hope everyone's well. What we'll do is after this clip's finished is we'll, from the window, go over what the plans are for the up and coming videos for the 33, and then maybe some potential videos on the Type R as well. So enjoy the clip and then I'll join you once that's finished and we'll discuss what's happening next with the 33. Right guys, so today one of the tasks we want to try and get finished off is the front brakes. The passenger front is all done now. We just got to finish off on the drivers. And, well, a bit like the rears, but in a lot more worse state were the pins that hold the pads in. We had to drill out both of the passenger sides and then replace them with new pins that we got from JDM Garage UK. Because they were just, they were not coming out regardless of whatever tool method, they just weren't coming out. We had a little bit of success this side, so this pin managed to come free, and this is probably the remains of the second pin. It was an absolute nightmare to get out. We managed to drill it out, so we probably just have to clean up the holes just a little bit, but yeah, tidied up the knuckle, and yeah, we've got the disc ready to go on, some new pads, some copper grease, and obviously the new pins, and yeah, we'll set up a time lapse and get this rear set up. So now we have a nice new non-rusty disc finished off. Got the new JDM Garage pins in, and they come with their own individual clip, which is quite handy instead of the original sort of longer clip that they originally come on. And what I've done is, as well, is I've just need to remind myself, but I've left the protective film on the disc to try and prevent them rusting, because obviously the car won't be driven for a while because there's still a few more bits to do before it gets to being roadworthy. But yep, that's that finished. Similar processes to the rear disc really, if anyone's tackling this at home. Obviously you've got to knock your pins out to get your pads out. We tried all sorts of methods on the originals which never worked, but normally if you can find some form of punch or something, or if you've got a socket set, using something like this just to rest against the pin, and then use a hammer to try and knock the pin. And if your car's not been stood still for I think this car hasn't been driven for 7 years, but hopefully if they're not that rusted, you do that and they'll slide straight out, which is a nice easy job for us. In the end, we had to try and cut a section out and then drill through to get them removed because they weren't coming out for anything. But yeah, enough rambling. That's the front disc all done, and then the passenger front side is exactly the same. Right guys, so some of the updates to expect coming up. With the 33, you'll have seen that we've done the front brakes, so the next thing we need to tackle is that rusty exhaust. We have got a replacement exhaust already, so we need to get the old exhaust off, treat the underneath of the car where we couldn't before because the exhaust was in the way, and then get the new exhaust onto the car, which is one step closer to getting it back on the wheels. Then one of the next things to do then is get spacers onto the wheels that I've already got as well, and then get the wheels on the car and get it back on the ground, which is one of the things that I mentioned in a couple of videos, that we're desperate to try and get it off the axle stands. Also in the Type R there is the front bumper to the 33 as well as a wrap, and that's what we've slightly changed plans, and that's what we're going to do instead, is wrap the 33. I think originally we were going to try and rattle can it, but I think with how the climate is in the UK, just don't feel confident enough that we'll be able to do a half decent job. So it might be fun to have a go at wrapping it and see how that comes out. So there's some of the up and coming videos that are going to happen, the exhaust, and then we're going to start looking at doing the wrap and also getting it back on the ground. So that's sort of what to expect in the next few months, and then we might do some videos on the Type R briefly. Someone decided to drive into the back passenger quarter. There's not that much damage, but that might be worth doing a video on repairing that. And we may do some other bits of the Type R, I don't know just yet. But thanks guys for watching. Stay tuned for the up and coming videos, and please consider subscribing. Thanks guys, see you next time.